Hello, Morongo Basin and listeners around the world online at Z107.7fm.com. Here is the Z107.7 local news for Monday, May 8th, 2023. The National Park Service has initiated a search for a missing person at Joshua Tree National Park. Tremel Evans, a 25-year-old man described as an avid hiker, was last seen at Black Rock Campground on April 30th. He is believed to be traveling alone and was reported as overdue on May 5th. Evans is described as a white male, 6'3", 190 pounds, with brown eyes, brownish red hair, and facial hair. He was last seen wearing a silver and light gray sun hoodie, black puffy vest, blue shorts, blue shoes, black backpack, and a dark green beanie. There is a photo of Evans on our website at Z107.7fm.com. Park rangers are asking anyone who may have seen or talked to Tremel Evans to please contact 909-383-5652. Search and rescue efforts are currently ongoing. At tomorrow's 10 a.m. meeting of the county supervisors in San Bernardino, there is just one agenda item that holds particular relevance for our Morongo Basin. Reporter Mike Lipsitz tells us what it is.
On Supervisor's consent calendar is a Wildlife Conservation Board $2 million grant application for the Desert View Conservation Area on Park Boulevard in Joshua Tree. The Desert View Conservation Area is approximately 605 acres of mostly undisturbed habitat several miles north of the Joshua Tree entrance to the national park. Mountain biking, hiking, and horseback riding are all popular within the area. Since 2019, the county has overseen the addition of a grant-funded parking area, restroom, informational kiosk, and 2 trail routes. If approved, the new grant would fund directional signage, more kiosks with seating, habitat shelters, viewing platforms, interpretive panels, picnic tables, and mileage posts. See this story at Z1077fm.com for links to the complete meeting agenda and live video feed. Reporting for Z107.7 News, this is Mike Lipsitz.
On last week's Z107.7 Up Close show, host Gary Digneau spoke with County Board of Supervisors Chair Don Rao about what are commonly being called alt camping sites. These alt sites feature unconventional structures like trailers, box trucks, tents, and bubbles on otherwise undeveloped private land, and they are becoming more and more prevalent here in the Morongo Basin.
For better or worse, for folks that are going to yell at me for this, it is not an allowable use in the county of San Bernardino. You absolutely have to have a permit to operate those type of things for the same reasons, for sanitation, for traffic, for a lot of the places that have the trailers that pop up or the teepees, the tents and things like that. They're 10, 15, 20 cars and they're coming and going daily and the neighbors just don't like it. And so with a use permit, you will have traffic studies and pollution studies and night sky and all of those things that we value. So,
but
yes.
that enforcement is coming down the pike.
It is.
Yeah.
When asked whether these types of campsites could be allowed under county regulation, Rouse said that it is possible to adjust zoning for specific sites, but that it is not a simple process.
So you can change your zoning, and because most of this is rural living, it requires then a general plan amendment, which would go before the Planning Commission and then the Board of Supervisors.
So you can have the zoning change, but it's not easy.
It's not, no. And we have a lot of community pushback on that. Folks don't want commercial activities in the rural living zones next to their neighborhoods, which I understand.
To hear the full interview with Rao and Community Liaison Glenn Harris, you can listen to the Up Close show as a podcast on Z1077fm.com or wherever you get your podcasts. The Up Close show airs every Friday morning on Z1077 at 10 a.m. Command at the Marine Corps Air Ground Combat Center is seeking public comment on an environmental review for their ongoing and future operations. The Marine Air Ground Task Force Training Command and Environmental Director Captain Searcy are seeking public comment on their draft supplemental environmental assessment and mitigated finding of no significant impact. These documents review the environmental impact of the Marines' use of the desert area for training and support purposes, particularly at the Marine Air Ground Combat Center and the surrounding areas. The issues that the report considers are biological resources, with a focus on desert tortoises, climate change, noise, the use of herbicides, and more. Some changes that are proposed in the documents include encouraging biodiversity in the area by removing invasive non-native plants, improving air quality by increasing the fuel efficiency of vehicles, and the possibility of constructing new airfields. The comment period for their findings opened on Monday, May 1st, and will remain open until May 31st. You can find copies of the documents, as well as resources for filing comments, at a link in this story at Z107.7fm.com. The Animal Action League will be holding their world-famous drive-through nail trim only clinic today. From 10 a.m. until 2 p.m., you can have your pet's nails trimmed for only $7 per pet. No appointment is necessary. The Animal Action League is located at 62762 29 Palms Highway in Joshua Tree. Remember that this is a nail trim only clinic. No vaccine or microchip services will be offered. The Animal Action League reserves the right to refuse service based on pet's temperament, as well as the temperament of their owners. Much of the magic of live theater happens outside the spotlight. Arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas shares a story about an acclaimed artist lending his skills to our local community theater.
When traveling artist Kevin Madry recently settled into 29 Palms, he wanted to contribute to the local arts. The artist, hailing from Northern California, contacted Gary Daigneault, the director of the upcoming production Disney's My Son Pinocchio, Geppetto's Musical Tale, at Theater 29. He was first invited to a rehearsal and then discussed the vision of the show's stage settings. At the end of that meeting, Madry asked for a paintbrush, and as the local director described it, the magic happened. He began blocking out the forms and colors freehand for the primary background for the show. A few hours later, he was done, and the delighted director realized he had a literal work of art to frame his production. See for yourself when My Son Pinocchio, Geppetto's Musical Tale, opens weekends from May 12th through 28th. Tickets are available at theater29.org. Reporting for Z107.7, this is arts and entertainment reporter Charlie Thomas.
And finally, 29 Palms High School track and field team traveled to Carpinteria High School on Saturday to compete in the CIF Division IV preliminary meet. The first performance of the day was the girls' 100-meter relay team. They ran 53.03, finishing only 0.04 second behind their season best. The top two performers were junior Josh Corrado and freshman Brianna Esparza. As the lone Wildcat representing the boys, Corrado ran a personal record of 4 minutes 43 seconds .24 in the 1600 meter and cemented himself number one in the Desert Valley League for the 2023 season. Freshman Brianna Esparza continued her hurdle dominance with a blistering personal record, running sub-18 for the first time this season. Next up for the Wildcats will be their end-of-season team celebration on Tuesday, May 9th. That's our local news. Hear local news 7 times a day, 7 days a week at 7, 8, 9, noon, 4, 5, and 6. If you hear news happening, let us know about it. Email us at tips@z1077fm.com. Reporting for the Morongo Basin News Leader, the award-winning Z107.7 Local News, I'm Jeff Harmetz.